everybody! Welcome to
Comic Gamer Movie Show.
Today, judging from the title of this video, you're probably wondering, wait, these guys are talking about anime. It's been a while since they talk about anime.
I've talked about anime.
Especially with this guy here. In the room.
I haven't talked about anime with Seth in quite a while.
And this rant has been a long time. We made this video before, but we never put it out for reasons, we're not going to get into.
Mm-hmm.
But we made this video before. And I figured just for the archives, for the record...
Yeah, you know what? Just to put it on the record.
To put it on the record, this is from the title of this video, Naruto and Sakura should have been together. Well, this argument, discussion,
I probably
whatever,
will title it "Why Naruto and Sakura Should Have Been Together."
Why they should have been, because they didn't become a thing. So
that's why I can't put it. But they should, why they should have.
Because the decision was made, and I don't think the developer or the writer, my bad, is going to change his mind on that one because it's already written in stone.
Yeah,
so
like I said, unless they plan on GTing.
I don't think they can do that. But
Boruto.
But people have had this argument.
Every time I say Boruto, I think I'm saying
burrito.
Burrito.
Yeah. Hey, Brand Naruto, he named him. But anyway, this argument, discussion, whatever, has been going on for years. Since, I think it was a movie, it was a Naruto movie, it was a canon, one of the few canon movies, by the way, that, I think it was a movie, so please quote me if I'm wrong, I think it was a movie, where they finally pulled the trigger on Naruto and Hinata becoming a thing. Mm-hmm. And that was the movie which everyone knew, okay, this Naruto and Hinata is going to be a thing, Naruto and Sakura is now dead, it's dead in the water, period, the end.
Yeah.
However, for a lot of fanfic writers and anime lovers, and, well, people in general, I guess, who like to watch this shit, some of them didn't like it, others went along with it.
Yeah, like, from far as I can tell, and from what I've read, multiple people who were working on the Naruto project, including the creator's wife
and herself,
thought that it would make more sense for Naruto to be with Sakura.
Yeah, but like I said, we'll probably put his name in the description below because we can't think of it off the top of our heads. Excuse me. And he from what I remember reading, he vehemently did not want that to happen. So because of his creative authority, he said no. Mm-hmm. So we're just gonna get that out of the way because it was the creator's final decision why it didn't happen. And and now we get into the arguments and so we can't really argue the decision because the decision has been made, but now we could get into why it was a dumb decision and what could have been.
Well, for me, I kind of know why the decision was made because growing up, especially when I was younger, Hinata kind of struck a chord with a lot of the shy, introverted girls who saw themselves in her, and they wanted her to succeed. Because in their mind, which is that's innocent, in their mind, if she succeeds, then that means they could have succeeded too. Yeah, if she can get the guy she wants, then maybe they can get the guy they want.
Pretty much.
And that's pretty much it.
There's nothing wrong with that idea. And if you have that idea, we're not like bashing it.
Yeah.
It's just from a relationship standpoint and how people work. That doesn't make any sense. Because Naruto and Hinata were separated by squad from day one. So they were like, they were already, like, they went off to their own masters, and they were doing their own thing. They met in, intermediate, and in between there with the tuning exams. They sat next to each other, and, a few other times. But mainly Naruto and Sakura were always part of the same squad, had the same squad leader, Kakashi, and we're always, around each other.
Dude, and there were so many mirror images of them supposed to be together. If you really think about it, Naruto and Sakura were basically Jiraiya and Tsunade, who, in the end, they end up, they were close, and in fact, Jiraiya wasn't kind of into Tsunade.
Yeah, and Tsunade, thought about dating him at one point.
Yeah, so in fact, she regretted not.
She regretted not at least trying.
Yeah, not unless seeing if it worked.
Not seeing if it worked. So... And the idea is that people do not work off of sudden love is very rare. People just don't look at each other and go, you. It doesn't work that way. Most people, it takes time, and mainly it just takes being around them, being around people to build relationships.
It's not like they didn't work together, but it was very clear from the jump, for years in the show, Naruto never saw her like that.
Not really.
He never
For
saw her
years.
like that. He never even considered her
maybe
like that.
early on, you could say it's just childish, like,
Yeah.
ignorance. You could say that, and that's fine. We could argue that all day long. But even when he was a teenager, when he was like 16, I think, when he came back to the village, he still really didn't see Hinata that way. Even when he came back after training with Jiraiya.
Granted, I guess while I'm sitting here thinking about it, every single one of the childhood people who were pawning over someone, they never got over their childhood
Not really.
desires. Tintin, she was pawning over
Neji. That didn't
No,
work.
not Neji. Lee.
A little bit, yeah.
She was pawning over Lee, and she ended up with Lee. All the people who were pawning over Sakura was pawning over Sasuke.
They ended up together.
And none of them got over their childhood.
Shikamaru and Tamari.
Yeah, none of them got over their childhood life.
Yeah, and pretty much. And from that standpoint, like I said, that's kind of an anime staple. Maybe just shonen. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
It's like, it definitely, we've seen it a lot happen before, and it just doesn't make sense sometimes.
No.
I mean, if you want to put like one in there just for grins, fine, whatever. But to separate Naruto and Sakura away from each other because of that, it's so dumb.
Not to mention, it felt like the entire story of Naruto from the first series and Shippuden was leading to them being together.
The
fact that he was willing to go so far, and it's obvious that it's the story about a woman who's looking for love in the wrong location, and the true love of her life is right
in front of her face.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
And that's a cool story.
It's pretty straightforward.
It's really cool, and it is a cool story. It's not like it's a bad story, but it's just like, but to have, like I said, Sasuke almost killed Sakura 2 to 3 times.
Yeah.
And Naruto saved Sakura. I think it was maybe 2, maybe 3 times. It was roughly around there. And she knew I think it was like after the second time, she knew from day one, plus maybe some minor saves here and there, because like I said, he saved her bacon multiple times.
All the time.
Even in some of the non-canon stories.
I mean, he almost died trying to keep a promise to her.
Yeah, basically. And so it was clear from the jump that he was very loyal to her.
Like, you're just waiting for the moment where she tells him, stop going after Sasuke.
Yeah.
It's that she lets go.
Or someone tells her.
Or someone tells her.
Like maybe Tsunade says, yeah, no.
You're waiting for the moment where she lets go and they finally...
Or Sasuke himself says, what the hell are you doing? Like
you're waiting for that, but that never happens.
It never happened because that's not how... writer didn't, I can't remember her name, sorry, we didn't want it to happen, but it just doesn't make any sense because there's a lot of people who defend it, and almost defend it not to like the introverted people defend it, but people just defend it for no reason whatsoever, and those people piss me off because at least with the introverted girls defending it, okay, I get it, you can live vicariously through it, that's fine, I'm not bashing that. But to people that just defend it blindly and just say, oh, well, it's the creator's vision, who cares? It's just like, but it just doesn't make any sense.
That's the George Lucas argument.
That's George Lucas argument. Because, like, they were, and even at one point in one of the canon fan film, in one of the canon films, not fan film, sorry, like, literally Sakura even said, I think even in Boruto, she realized at one point, maybe I, like, missed a train with Naruto.
Did she have a Bulma moment?
Kind of a Bulma. I think she had a Bulma moment, I think, like, once or twice. And so it makes you think to yourself, wait a minute, like, so this was maybe supposed to be a thing, but it was just the creator's last-minute decision to just, cut that?
And so, more to that point, it actually makes more sense for them to be together.
Yeah.
Because as a couple... it would be more entertaining.
Oh, it would be more entertaining.
It would be like 12 times more entertaining than Hinata just sitting here being this docile,
pretty much. And she only gets pissed at him like once and kicks him out of the house, so it's kind of like, what the fuck ever. Like, she does get mad at him a couple times, but it's nothing like when Sakura would destroy the fucking house. Poof! It's like, house gone. It's just like, that's the kind of and it would be hilarious to see like the dynamic between the two of them because
and like I said before, they've literally shown it multiple times, not just with Tsunade and Jiraiya, but with his father and the woman and his mom. Yeah. That they were like that.
They were polar opposites too. In fact, Kushina even said his mother even told him to find a woman like her, and wouldn't you know, there's one just like her right over there with pink hair. It's just like. And so it's just like
the whole show was just pointing in this direction.
It really was. The whole show was really pointing at this direction, but it literally, I feel like it was like, maybe not last minute, but it was pretty close. Like, literally, when the writer just said, cut it right then and there, and everyone, and all the writers that were writing the story up to that point were kind of like, what the fuck?
I think he went with the
fans,
the popular vote. He went where the money was because Hinata, a lot of things, like, a lot of the people who are like, I mean, there's dudes. Clearly, I'm a fan of Naruto. There are dudes who support it, but a lot of it is women, and a lot of it are, like we said, introverted girls.
Yeah.
And a lot of them love Tsunade and root for Tsunade.
It's one of those moments where fans
not Tsunade. Hinata.
Yeah.
A lot of them root for Hinata, and they love Hinata, and they're just like,
yeah,
I want Hinata to get hers. And like,
this is one of those moments where you could say, I guess, maybe fans ruined another
he played towards the fans. He played towards that section of fans instead of what made logical sense.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a completely different topic, but if he was trying to make logical sense, Sasuke, that's how I know he was playing towards fans, because otherwise Sasuke would either be dead or still a villain.
Pretty much.
But he's not, because the fangirls love him, and they don't want to lose those people.
Pretty much. And so that's, at the end of the day, that's more than likely what it was. He played towards the fans because he believed the fans wanted it. I mean, granted, it says, from what we've read, it says that was his decision and his decision alone. So it makes it seem like, he wanted it from the start, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
But granted, he played to his base, and that was how it was. We're not, from a business standpoint, it makes sense.
But the love triangle he was setting up was, one girl loves this dude who doesn't love her like that. Another boy loves her like that, but she doesn't love him like that. And they're around each other like 24/7. That is deserted. They were out here chasing for their missing teammate together.
Yeah.
You figured out
they never found each other, which was really like, it could have been that moment of realization of like, we're working together, and like I said, she was saved. Now, for what your opinions on Sakura is as a character, that's not what we're discussing. The fact is, Naruto saved her bacon multiple times. So then she started developing feelings for him because of that later on. Like later on in the series, she's not as aggressive towards him as she was earlier on.
You know what? I'm not gonna go with the save bit because I can already tell someone's gonna be like, just because you saved this girl's life doesn't mean she owes you to be in love with you. But that's not even the point. They've been around each other. They are the closest of friends. Yeah. They are the closest friends to one another.
They know each other in and out.
They spend time with one another. They've both been trained by the
same teacher.
Same teacher. They've both been trained by Sunny.
Yeah.
So like they like the things they've been through together, the things they've seen together, they fought.
It's too close.
All types of things.
And and the thing is, they only know what each other really thinks because they are the only ones that have been through this.
Yeah.
So it's like Hinata really could never understand what Naruto's gone through.
Naruto can't love Hinata on the same level that he loves Sakura.
It just wouldn't make sense. It just wouldn't, because she never reached that point of like, you know what it's like to be trained under a Sannin. You know what it's like to fight so hard to save your friend, and you fail multiple times.
Naruto almost died for Sakura multiple times.
And they shared feelings of failure together. And it's that whole they know each other better than anyone else does. So for Hinata to swoop in and go, I love you, though, it's just it's
literally
cheap.
The entire Hinata relationship is a one-sided relationship. Naruto never gave a fuck about her that way until they decided that he should.
Yeah, basically. That was the writer's decision.
That's basically what happened. He didn't care about her that way, and then he went, you know what? What if you did, though, so that we can get this thing going, so that we can have what we want?
Pretty much. Well, this video is kind of going on for a little bit. There's not a whole lot much more to say other than it's just from a relationship standpoint and how people really work. It doesn't make sense. From a writer's standpoint, he played to his base, which from a business standpoint, perfectly fine. I mean, you want to play to your base, hey, you got to make them dollar bills, my friend. I get it.
He did look, I can't
knock him for that. I can't knock him for following his base and making where the money is. I get it. But it's just like, as a writer's standpoint, it just falls flat on its face. And kind of what we said at the end there, they know each other better than they know each other better than the only person that might know them just as good as Kakashi.
Yeah,
that's it. Out of that sphere, it's who really knows?
And they're literally not dated, and they're literally not together just because.
Yeah, just because.
So either you make Sakura seem like a chump who held out for this awful dude who
tried to kill her multiple times.
So you make her look like a chump, and you make Naruto seem like he settled.
Pretty much, he settled and just gave up. He just gave up.
And Sakura's a chump.
Yeah, pretty much, he just gave up, and that really pisses me off because I'm like, Naruto's not one to just give up. I feel like he would have tried for years until he finally said, you know what, I guess she's really not into me. I think at that point, but whatever. Excuse me. I really don't have much more to say on this. Yeah, I know we're going to get some slack for this, or maybe not, because the argument is very old, it's dated, but we had to get it out there for the archives. This is our opinion on it, and like, we love Naruto, the first series. We love Shippuden up to a point.
I like the fighting in Shippuden.
I like the
action in Shippuden.
The action in Shippuden was good, and the story was good up until like a certain point. And then it got stupid.
Then it just kind of
it just sucks because me and Deshaun have talked about this at length, like eating at restaurants, sitting in the car, driving the car, sitting here, just hanging out. Like we've always been like, we've always kind of just went, why? Like it just, and we even said it from a writing perspective. Like imagine the comic gold you could write of like a sub series of like just the two of them, like raising their children together.
The two of them together,
that would be fucking amazing.
It just makes sense, but you know what? Sense doesn't help.
Sense doesn't help. Dollar bills, my friend. Anyway, guys, so that was our argument of why Naruto and Sakura should be together, not Naruto and Hinata. If you disagree with us, please list your comments in the section below. We'd love to see why you would disagree with us. We love to, and maybe tear it down. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us on
Comic Game Movie Show.
Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. You want to see more of us in the future, and we shall see you
on the next one.
Goodbye.
Bad writing.